Well, here we are at Winchester Speedway, Winchester, Indiana, for Oldtimers Weekend. Good morning. Let's go see what's going on.
Up like this. Arms like this. Everybody take a deep breath. Here's the latest rules, the latest way we're going to do this. Subject to change at the last minute by any number of the 400 people in charge at the Speedway. At approximately 9:45 or thereabouts, we're going to start pushing cars off from the track, from the Speedway. As soon as we get everybody going up, there'll be just one flagman. It'll be me. It'll be in the flag stand. It's the only flag. We won't be doing that slow heat, fast heat stuff. I want everybody to go nice and easy. So if you have mechanical problems, or if you have health issues, or you're just damn tired of the rain and all this messing around, pull onto pit road. Don't pull past the gate. If you decide you want to go from 10:30 to 11, do some more laps, stop on the track before you get to the gate. I'll be waving who knows what flags. My hat will be spinning. I'll be spitting, screaming obscenities. I tried to sign my resignation papers, and they claim they don't have a pen in the office. Now we get to the end. What are we going to do? Well, we're not going into the infield. It's a quagmire. What we're going to do is stop you, open the gate, and you can depart out through the gate. I know your question is, well, where should I go once I get out through the gate? My answer is, Oldtimers is officially ended the minute you go through that gate. I don't know.
Okay, well, good morning. We're with Ron Scott this morning at Winchester Speedway. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning.
Finally got a little sunshine.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your vehicle here.
It's a 1948 Curtis Craft Midget. It was sold to a Chicago dealership in '48. It raced primarily on the Badger circuit in Wisconsin. Some of the more famous drivers was Billy Woods and Ron Kruger, or Erfurt, I mean. And 1989, a guy named Don Black, he was the head engineer for Alpha USA. He did a complete restoration, nose, tail, and everything, and he's the one that put the Alpha motor in it in '89.
So what's the cubic inch displacement? Or
It's
what's
120 cubic inch.
So it's comparable to an off. It's four-cylinder.
So it's overhead cam, methanol,
Yep.
outboard fuel injection.
Fantastic. And when did you acquire the car?
I've had it about a year and a half.
Yeah, you having some fun?
Oh, I love it. This is a blast.
Yeah, and is it pretty dependable?
Yeah.
Well, that's great, because a lot of the old offies are a little cranky these days.
That's what I've heard.
Here we are 60 or 70 years later. We're surprised that they're cranky,
Yeah.
but they are.
Yeah.
Well, great, wonderful. Well, thanks so much. Hey, good morning. We're here at Winchester Speedway with Jim Channel, and I'm going to have him tell us a little bit about his race car, number 21.
Good morning. Well, this car is built in 1984. It was built by Indy crew chief Johnny Caples. So it's got a lot of history to the car. It's been driven by won races in the CRA California with Rich Vogler.
Oh.
Chuck Gurney drove it on the Thursday Night Thunder to carry the ESPN car back in the Thunder days. A lot of drivers, Randy Tolsba, Robbie Flock. Got a long list of people that you would know.
So what would be the years in which this car was active?
Mid-90s to, I'm sorry, mid-80s to mid-90s.
Okay. Cool.
And
And
the 84 USAC registration.
that's cool. How long have you had the car?
I just bought it last fall, and we've done a complete restoration this winter.
Wonderful.
Complete remodel all winter. So
Do you have any fun doing that, or
yeah,
was it
it's always fun.
It's
doing
always
that.
fun.
And we're not quite done, but it was time to go racing. So this winter we'll do
that's
some more stuff.
fantastic. Well, thank you very much. This is great, and say hello to everybody at Patoka.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Wish
everybody.
You were here.
Okay,
It's a
bye-bye.
blast at Winchester.
All right, here we are back at Winchester Speedway at the Oldtimers 2015, and this is Jerry Land. Jerry, tell us a little bit about your race car.
Well, this is belongs to Charlie Dean. It's the 52 Blue Bagatelle Racer. Started out in the late 60s. We raced at Eldora in an old hobby stocker, or what we called sportsman back then. And that was the first 52 Blue. And Charlie has resurrected the memory of those first races with this car, and he's allowing me to drive it. He said it's a moment in history.
Fantastic. That is fantastic. All right, so let me back up so we can see the race car. What's the power plant in this race car?
Oh my God, I don't even know. It's a
Don't
Chevy.
even know. It's a Chevy and it's hot, so there you go.
Yeah, maybe it's I don't know. I suspect it's a small block. We'll have to ask Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Yes.
What's the engine in this? A Chevy what?
350 Chevy.
357.
Yeah.
What else can we tell you, my friend?
That's a 4-bell carburetor. Most of them run on fuel injection. This is a carbureted car.
So what years would this car have been active?
This car was built in 1972 by a sprint car racer named Lee Osborne. He's currently in the Hall of Fame, Sprint Car Hall of Fame. He built 6 cars. He was well known as a modified driver, and he built modifieds. He lived in Indianapolis for a while, and he did World of Outlaws, USAC, and he built this car, drove it for a while. Then he built another car. He'd find something new and updated, and he'd build another. Well, he built 6 in 72 and 73. And he currently lives in upstate New York, where he started as a modified driver.
So what's your history with this car?
With this car, I purchased this car a couple of years ago and done some updates to it. And now we actually race this car down in Florida at least a couple times a month, some on dirt, some on asphalt. I was in a dirt car race 2 weeks ago, cleaned it up and brought it up here to Winchester.
Wow.
And so, I mean, it's not a show car, it's a real race car still today. So,
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much.
sure.
Hi, Andrew. Hi. We're up here in the press box at Winchester Speedway.
Yeah.
You having fun?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So there's all the timing gear. And out here we see the track. We're going to just look out here. Down here we can see...
Can you make the announcement to close the gate and get it?
Will do. Okay.
They need to get across the meeting.
Say, folks, the gate is going to close in 1 more minute, so if you need to get across the track in either direction, this is the time to do it. Down here we see Mickey Thompson. Mickey's running the flags here. Our fearless leader. You see people crossing back and forth. And I don't know if you can tell, but the infield is totally soaked because of all of the rain that we've had. And then over here we can see that this is going to be televised. There's the guys with the TV cameras. So we're getting ready to go back to racing practice. Okay, we're at Winchester Speedway with Randy Lutmer, and we're here to talk about your 1937 race car, which you said was a barn find. Where did you find it?
In a little town called Wabash, Ohio, under a straw stack in the back of the barn.
Classic story, right?
It was all in pieces, rolled up in a ball, and
oh man,
it took me about 4 winters to put it together and get everything back to like it was originally.
So let's take a look here. So we have no idea who built this race car.
No, not really, because I bought it from the barn find from a young man whose dad owned it, and he had passed away, and he was actually younger than what the car had set in the straw stack. He grew up crawling around in the car. He said.
Right. So I see it's got a V860 engine.
Yes, V860 engine.
And did that come with it?
No, I had to get that and put that in there because the engine was gone. Car was kind of banged up. I had to straighten it out and make a few new pieces. It is one of the last steel cars. That's a hammered steel car. It is not aluminum. Which there's not very many of them around because, you know, in the late 30s, early 40s, they were building aluminum midgets.
Right. So, well, you could actually...
This is a steel car.
You could, you know, get out your hammer and your wooden mold, and you could actually do aluminum a little easier than steel.
Yeah, you ought to see. It looks nice on the outside, but you ought to see all the hammer marks underneath it when they form the tail and everything.
So, where do you keep the car?
In St. Henry, Ohio, in my garage. That's where I'm from.
And
my dad Al helped me a lot. He was a sprint car builder in the 60s.
Oh yeah?
So
fantastic.
So that helped me a lot. You know, he did a lot of things for me when I was at work, and I couldn't do it because he was retired at the time. Of course, now I am too, 20 years later. But
funny how that worked out. So do you get to many of these events?
I try to come to Winchester all the time because this is a great event.
Yeah, this is a fantastic event. Yeah.
But yeah, I try to get out at least once, maybe twice a month.
Wow, well, that's great. Fantastic. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, well, here we are from Winchester, Indiana, and the Randy Lutmer #2, home built probably, midget race car.
You guys gonna
Thanks so much. Hi, Andrew.
Hi.
We're getting ready to wrap up our time here at Winchester Speedway, but they're having an autograph session right now. So I thought we'd walk along and take a look at some of the race cars. So sprint cars. And over here we have the ARCA cars all lined up for autographs. And back over here, this looks like about a 70s vintage midget and a Ford Model A super modified, and the beautiful Golden Greek. We interviewed that guy a little earlier, and this is the Datsun. It was used in racing, and beautiful champ car, sprint car. Little number 88 midget.
My first car was a 50, but it wasn't anything like this.
And here's and here is a more contemporary, probably 80s version midget. And Mike Lynn's Prince Craft midget, and Randy Lutner's car, and bringing up the rear is this very pretty #3.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. All right, so that's it. We're going to say goodbye from Winchester Speedway.
Okay.
You want to say goodbye from Winchester Speedway?
Goodbye from Winchester Speedway.
Okay, and there we are, the scene at Winchester.
Yeah.
Lots of race cars.
And lots of people.
And lots of people. All right.